Good morning. It's Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. And you can see I had a drink in order to start this wonderful day, which is a little sad for me because I remember all the times that I passed, I spent with Nella over 42, 43 years. And 6 years ago, she passed away. So Nella up there looked down upon us with, with love and affection as always. Today is the 25th of October, 2022. And after this, I will be going to visit Nella and, have a meeting with my children and have something to eat in her honor. But today, I didn't want to miss the Italian class because, I can do it, so it's not a problem. Today is the 25th, and it's lesson number 51. I think it's 51. Yes, 50 last week. Lesson 51, podcast 51. It's been quite a journey. We're moving towards, 60. At 60, I'll consider how we're going then, because so far with Italian lessons, I've done all the grammar from lesson 1 to 20, a little taste of it, but a general cover, that's what it was. Then I went from 21 to 40, still with a little grammar, but more into the practice of the language. La pratica batte la grammatica, ma senza la grammatica non puoi imparare o migliorare la lingua che stai imparando, no? You can't do without the grammar. If you want to do languages, you have to learn a bit about the grammar. And then, of course, what was next was the idea that people have written in the language in Italian for over 1,000 years. But it was a development. So, storia della letteratura italiana, della lingua della letteratura italiana, from the very beginning, which is during Roman times. Okay. That was a call for me for radio, 3ZZZ. But today I think I'll have to go straight away, so I won't be able to do it. That's it. Okay. So that's today is actually, we started off with a couple of notes that have nothing to do with what we're doing, but they do, because anything that interferes with a plan has to be taken care of. And death is one of those finite things that will happen to each and every one of us, including nature. Because there are, trees are born and they die too. So do animals. So do the flowers. So it's one of those. And even in the universe, there are times when a planet is formed, and another time when the planet is dissolved. So there's this dichotomy between life and death. One has to accept it, otherwise you die before your time. So I decided to live, and I'm doing, I think I faced it with optimism and with giving myself a lot to do, which I do. So, and history is the appreciation of history falls within this ambit here. And that's what I would like other people to do too, to take on history. Neglecting it is not a good thing. I was talking to someone last night, and I was talking about Napoleon and the French Revolution. I didn't know anything about it, the other person said. And I thought to myself, but I've always known. So there are differences. So each person has to tackle the historical bit for themselves. So it's 11:31, and I'm going to have another drink, and I'm going to start. Now, we are in the 13th century. This time we got Guittone d'Arezzo e la scuola di transizione I've got here. Dopo la caduta degli Svevi segnata dalla battaglia di Benevento, 1266, la battaglia di Benevento was a very important battle, in cui perì Manfredi, succeduto a Federico II. So, Federico II's son Manfredi died in that battle. La scuola siciliana dei rimatori provenzaleggianti si disgregò. So all the good works of Federico II in trying to establish a literary, a literary center in Palermo, and Manfredi must have continued a little bit, but after him, everything sort of fell apart in Palermo. Ma la loro maniera trovò dei continuatori in altre regioni d'Italia, tra i quali hanno importanza Guittone d'Arezzo, Arezzo is in Tuscany, ed i suoi seguaci, and his followers. Guittone compose un grandissimo numero di poesie. Si distinguono in lui due maniere successive. Da giovane si modellò sui provenzali e trattò l'amore. In età matura, fattosi frate gaudente, piegò la sua musa ad argomenti civili e religiosi. So at first, he wrote poetry, with the focus on love, and the second, as he grew older, and he had become a frate gaudente, a brother, a priest. Well, one of the brothers. They lived in communities. He started talking about civil and religious issues in his poetry. Dante lo taccia di plebeo nei vocaboli e nelle locuzioni e bolla di ignoranza i suoi ammiratori nel divulgare eloquenzia. So Dante didn't like Guittone d'Arezzo. He says, because he had a particular way, he wasn't elegant in his expressions. He was very close to the people, e lui si arrabbiava pure, no? He was quick-tempered, Guittone d'Arezzo. Welcome to Marisa Francavilla. In vero a Guittone non soltanto manca il calore dei sentimenti, ma difetta anche il suo buon gusto. So, whatever he wrote about, people didn't really like. Benché nelle sue numerose epistole egli si dimostri esperto dettatore e si ingegni di rendere meno irregolare e più decorosa la lingua italiana, even though he made a little effort occasionally, especially in his epistole, in his missive, in his mail, in his letters. Quella maniera si nota più nella prima maniera, quella deficienza è più frequente nelle poesie religiose, morali e civili, nelle quali accanto ad elevati concetti e nobili impulsi si desidera tanto maggiormente una forma meno rozza. So his expression in the first part of his life, in the love area, he could access other the Provenzali, the poets from Provence. So in other words, there was a lot of discussion about love, and Il Dolce Stil Novo comes out of that, the idea of putting a woman on a pedestal and sort of looking at her from afar and, paying compliments to her, but without real physical attachment. So it was a different type of approach. But once he started going into the religious and civil issues, then of course you need a language that's, you need some examples, but he didn't have those examples. Now, as a language teacher, I can understand why the second part of his life, he lacked elect that style that was required according to Dante. Okay? So I understand Guittone d'Arezzo, and I think I would appreciate his efforts. Dobbiamo tutti riconoscere che nella canzone A Firenze, dopo la battaglia di Montaperti, which I'm going to read soon, si sente correre un fremito di amarezza e di doloroso sarcasmo. So, un fremito di amarezza, bitterness, and a sarcasm, che a tratti raggiunge singolare efficacia. That it was very, it made sense, sort of thing. In grazia della sua seconda maniera in cui abbandona l'imitazione dei provenzali, cioè abandons the provenzali poets, si può dire che Guittone dettò l'avvio al rinnovamento della poesia, because he was one of the first one to try his own methods away from the influence of the provenzali, or really the scuola siciliana. But they had the examples of those writings, and Guittone, I'm sure, would have known. Ed egli infatti con Chiaro Davanzati e Bonaggiunta Urbiciani da Lucca, so two other people, Chiaro Davanzati e Bonaggiunta Urbiciani da Lucca, sono i rappresentanti della scuola di transizione. So the transitional school from the Sicilian school into, sort of Tuscan school, that sort of thing. So it's a transition. Così chiamate perché si trova nel suo passaggio della poesia provenzaleggiante e quella del dolce stil nuovo. So it's in between the influence of the Provenzali and del dolce stil nuovo, which we're going to do next week. Nel Davanzati si notano già alcuni modi, atteggiamenti ed una freschezza di ispirazione che vedremo negli stilnovisti. Okay, welcome to Assunto Lombardi. So we're talking about here la scuola di transizione led by Guittone d'Arezzo. He was born in 1225 and died in 2094. So 94 minus 25, he died at 69. Yes, 69 years old. And the other two that I mentioned are Chiaro Davanzati e Bonaggiunta Urbiciani, but there is no note here in relation to when they were born. It was the same time. In questa scuola è forse da collocare una rimatrice designata come la compiuta donzella, di cui si ignora il vero nome e tutto il resto. Abbiamo di lei soltanto 3 sonetti, garbati e gentili sia nei motivi che nella fattura. Okay, so I'm not going to go any more to this, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the one a Firenze dopo la battaglia di Montaperti by Guittone d'Arezzo. And here we go. Are we going to... Okay. Ai lasso ore stagion de dolor tanto. È la più famosa canzone di Guittone dedicata alla rotta di Montaperti del 1260, che causò il declino politico della città di Firenze, sino allora la città più potente della Toscana, e che ora suscita il lamento accorato del poeta ispirato al genere provenzale del plan. So this was an inspiration after the Battle of Montaperti in 1260, in which Florence lost all its power. Up to that time, it had been the major city in Tuscany, the most powerful one. Guittone produce un altro esempio di poesia impegnata e civile, inaugurando il genere della canzone politica che tanto successo avrà in seguito, soprattutto nella poesia di Dante dell'esilio, e usando specialmente l'arma dell'ironia con cui colpisce impietosamente la città di Firenze ormai decaduta. So here we have questa poesia impegnata, they say, impegnata means of the day-to-day politics in Florence and elsewhere in Tuscany. And even though Dante criticized Guittone d'Arezzo, what did he do? He followed his style. When I think about these things, you got to read between the lines too. Okay, so here we go. This is the actual this is the actual poem written by Guittone d'Arezzo. Not many people would have read it in Melbourne, I can assure you. Ai lasso, ora è stagion de dolor tanto, a ciascun om che ben ama ragione, che o meraviglio u trova guerigione, che morto non l'ha già corrotto e pianto, vedendo l'alta fior sempre granata e l'onorato antico uso romano, che certo per crudel forte villano. Savaccio ella no è ricoverata, che l'onorata sua ricca grandezza e il pregio quasi è già tutto perito, e lo valore e il poder si desvia. O lasso, or quale dia fu mai tanto crudel dannaggio audito, Deo com'ai lo soffrito, deritto pera e torto entri in altezza. How's that, huh? That was only the first stanza. You can understand some of the words, but the structure, hard to understand the meaning. You need to really study this. Altezza tanta ella sfiorata fiore, Firenze, fo. Altezza tanta ella sfiorata fiore, fo. She was Florence. Altezza, it was the top. Mentre ver se stessa era leale, she was loyal to herself, che riteneva modo imperiale, that imperial emperor-like qualities, acquistando per suo alto valore province e terre presso Lungemante. So in other words, the Florence of once was able to get extra land and, became the leader. E sembrava che far volesse impero, siccome Roma già fece. It looked like she was going towards the Roman way of creating an empire. E leggero lì era, che alcun noi poteva stare avanti. Thinking about it, Florence has become like the Roman Empire, because still today we admire its art. It's a center of the art for the world. And it's been like this ever since the Middle Ages. Not bad. So the people who lived in it at the time, they sort of condemned the way, there was so much envy amongst the people of Florence towards each other. E ciò gli stava ben certo a ragione, che non se ne penava per tanto, come per ritener giustizia e poso, e poi folli amoroso de fare ciò, si trasse avanti tanto, che al mondo no accanto, non sonassi il pregio del leone. Il pregio del leone, the lion. Florence, presumably the lion is one of the main iconic animals. Leone lasso ornò è, che ho il liveo, tratto l'onghie, i denti e lo valore. And now, the lion of Florence has lost his teeth, its le unghie, anything, its power. E il gran linguaggio sua morta dolore, ed in crudel pregio mi san gran reo. This is the battle of Montaperti in 1260. E ciò gli ha fatto chi? Quelli che sono della schiatta gentil sua stratti e nati, che fun per lui cresciuti e avanzati, sovra tutti altri e collocati al buono. And whose fault is it? Of course, the aristocracy. E per la grande altezza ove li mise ennantir sì che il piagar quasi a morte, ma Deo di guerigion feceli dono, ed el fe lor perdono, e anche il re fedier poi, ma fu forte e perdonò lor morte, oranno lui e soie membre conquisse. Well, let's go on, otherwise I won't be able to finish. Conquisse l'alto come un fiorentino, e col senese in tal modo ha cangiato, che tutta l'onte, il danno che dato gli ha sempre, come sa ciascun latino, li rende i tolle, il pro e l'onor tutto, che Montalcino aveva battuto a forza, Montepulciano mise in sua forza, e de Maremma alle cervie il frutto, San Gimignano poggi Bonis e Colle e Volterra il paese a suo bene, e la campana, le insegne, gli arnesi, e l'onor tutti presi, ave con ciò che seco aveva di bene, e tutto ciò li avvenne per quella schiatta che più calcia e folle. So they lost all those areas where they made wine, they San Gimignano with the towers, they're still all there. Folle chi fugge il suo prode, car danno e l'onor suo fa che vergogni torna, e di bontà libertà, ove soggiorna gran piacer, s'aduce al suo gran danno, sotto signoria fella e malvagia, e suo signor fa suo gran nemico. A voi che siete ora in Fiorenza dico che ciò che è divenuto par vadaggia, e poi che li alemanni in casa avete, servite i bene e fatevi mostrare le spade lor con che van fesso i visi, padri e figlioli aucisi, e piacimi che lor dobbiate dare, perché ebbero in ciò fare fatica assai dei vostri gran monete. So in other words, the Florentines asked the Tedeschi, they used to pay the soldiers at the time and to work for them. And they say, since you called on the German soldiers to help you in your wars, now you have to pay the consequences because you owe them, you have to pay them. So it's not like you were once, you did it all yourselves. Now you're paying people to do a job. No good. Monete mante, il gran giol presentate ai conti, agli uberti, agli altri tutti, che tanto grande onor vanno condotti, che miso van sena in podestate, pistoi e colle e Volterra fanno ora guardar vostro castello a lor spese. E il conte rosso a Maremma, il paese, Montalcin sta sicuro senza le mura, da riprofatta temor al Pisano, e i perugin che luogo noi togliate, e Roma vuol con voi far compagnia, onore e sognoria, adunque pare che ben tutto abbiate, ciò che desiavate, potete far ciò re del Toscano. So he keeps on talking about the fact that they've lost their power. Baron Lombardi e Romani e Pugliesi e Toschi e Romagnoli e Marchigiani, Fiorenza, fior che sembra rinovella, a sua corte Valpella, che fare vol de sé re dei Toscani, dopo ai che li Alamani ave conquise per forza e i Senesi. Ahimè, questo è il tempo in cui ogni uomo che ama la giustizia deve dispiacere, al punto che mi meraviglio che trovi conforto che il lutto e il pianto non l'abbiano già ucciso, vedendo la nobile Firenze sempre fiorente e il suo antico onorato costume romano, che muoiono certamente, il che è una crudeltà assai vergognosa se essa non è soccorsa in fretta, perché la sua onorata e ricca grandezza e il suo prestigio sono già quasi tutti estinti, e il valore e il potere se ne vanno. Ahimè, quando mai si è sentito una sventura tanto crudele? Oh Dio, come hai potuto permettere che il diritto morisse e l'ingiustizia trionfasse? So that's Guittone d'Arezzo for you, talking about the loss of honor and power by the city of Florence. So that's it for today in terms of the development of Italian literature and language, and we will be doing Il Dolce e Stil Novo. We're coming really now to just before Dante arrives. Not bad. It's taken quite a few lessons to get here, but we got here, and let's hope that we have enough to go on with in terms of appreciating the way Italian developed as a language, and the result that it gave in literary terms. That's it. And now, well, that's one. That's done. I don't know whether to do one of the songs. Yeah, I forgot my songs downstairs, so I thought, okay, well, since you forgot, Tom, how about we do some revision? Okay, you remember Lettera a Pinocchio? If you have a phone like this one here, you can look it up. You get it, and you go to Chrome. You go to Chrome. There you are. And you write Lettera a Pinocchio, lyrics, and then you get it. Okay, so that's the way to do it. Otherwise, I would have to show you. I don't really want to do this anymore because I've given you the words, and I just want to practice and enjoy the songs. That's it, just joy. Okay? Lettera a Pinocchio. Ho tanto desiderio questa sera di scrivere una lettera a qualcuno e fra gli amici della primavera al mio più caro amico scriverò. Carissimo Pinocchio, amico dei giorni più lieti, di tutti i miei segreti che confidavo a te. Carissimo Pinocchio, ricordi quand'ero bambino nel bianco mio lettino? Ti sfogliai, ti parlai, ti sognai. Dove sei? Ti vorrei veder, del tuo mondo vorrei saper. Forse babbo Geppetto è con te. Dove il gatto che ti ingannò, il buon grillo che ti parlò e la fata turchina dov'è? Carissimo Pinocchio, amico dei giorni più lieti, con tutti i miei segreti resti ancora nel mio cuore come allora. Beautiful. I love it. It's, learn those songs. They're really quite good. And now we're going to go to Speak Parla Speak. And today's topic is Come stai? Io sto bene, grazie. Tu? Here we go. We're going to read the phrases. Here we go. Let's go. Come stai? Stai male? Non stai bene? No, non mi sento tanto bene. Su, coraggio, non è niente. Are you sick? Don't you feel well? No, I don't feel too well. Come on, cheer up, it's nothing. So that's how you do it. Stai male, non stai bene, no, non mi sento tanto bene. Su, coraggio, non è niente. Ti sei fatto male? O ti sei fatta male if you're feminine? Mi sono fatta male a una gamba. Dove ti fa male? Ti fa tanto male? È solo una cosa leggera. Ti fa male la pancia? No, non mi fa male la testa. No, mi fa male la testa. Ho un brutto mal di testa. Prendi una compressa, una pastiglia. That's unbelievable. As soon as you get a headache, bang, you have to get a pastiglia, a pill. Ha mal di gola, poverina, peccato, povero te. So, ha mal di gola is polite form. Do you have? Or you say she has, somewhere else, he has. But in this case here, presumably they're talking to you, so it's saved. It's saved, that's what it is. Chi ha il raffreddore? Anche la tosse? ha l'influenza con febbre. So we go back and say, ha mal di gola, poverina, peccato, povera te. Chi ha il raffreddore, anche la tosse ha l'influenza con raffreddore, con febbre, ha l'influenza con febbre. So he's got the flu with a fever. Boh. Ho sangue al naso, esce sangue, è solo un piccolo taglio. Hai anche graffiature e molte ammaccature, Hai graffiature e ammaccature. So my nose is bleeding, it is bleeding, it's only a small cut. You also have scratches and many scratches. Okay, so from there we go to, questa è una scottatura, this is a burn. Dove ti sei scottato o scottata è una slogatura, it's a sprain. È uno strappo muscolare, it's a strained muscle. Passa subito, non aver paura. So soon go, don't be afraid. C'è una scheggia nel dito, bisogna levarla subito, altrimenti fa infezione. Prendi la pomata, ci vuole il disinfettante. È solo un arrossamento, questa è una piaga. Si è rotto un braccio, deve portare il gesso, ho una gamba intorpidita, adesso sento una formicolia, le mani sono piene di vescicolo. Ci vuole una fascia, qui basta un cerotto, prendi il cotone idrofilo, sdraiati qui. So if you don't know these phrases and you want to just get them from television, when you have difficulties, just remember, you can just order a copy from me, from Insegna.com. That's it for Speak Parla Speak. So that's it with Speak Parla Speak. And now, what else can we do here? Yes, we are going to do another song. Yes, might as well. We'll do one and one, okay? And this time here, it's a beautiful song too. Una spina e una rosa. And you can use this for the learning of Italian, of course. You can pick out all the words, etc. Here we go. Una spina e una rosa. Again, don't forget, you can look it up on Chrome or Google, on Google for sure. Okay, you ready? Domani è festa, questa notte si va a letto tardi. Resta con me, a quest'ora è un peccato lasciarci. Balliamo ancora, come se fosse la prima volta. Questo amore che deve finire, non può morire stanotte così. Ai, ai, una gioia, un dolore mi dai, una spina e una rosa. Ai, 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 a ballare di notte con te, quanto è pericoloso. Ma una notte così vale più della vita di un re. Del domani non mi importa niente, voglio morire stanotte con te. Questa canzone è la storia di due innamorati che come noi, se si lasciano, sono perduti. Balliamo ancora, come se fosse la prima volta. Questo amore che deve finire, non può morire stanotte così. Lai, 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 la ra 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 ra, una spina e una rosa. La la la. Oh, come on. Here we go. Okay. You can just sort of sing along. You don't have to pretend. But as you notice, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Now we have, today I decided to do a little bit of history. This is about the Risorgimento. But Giuseppe Mazzini was one of the people who fought for a long time to unify Italy after it was split up again after Napoleon conquered it. Italy became a united country in 1861, March 1861. So before that, Mazzini had fought quite a few battles, trying to get Italy to become a republic, really. That's what he wanted. He formed a movement called La Giovine Italia. So let's see what happens. Giuseppe Mazzini era nato a Genova. Giovanissimo si era iscritto alla Carboneria, ma era stato arrestato e messo in prigione. So he became a member of the Carbonari. Carbonari was a sect that wanted Italy to be united again. So all those people who were ruling Italy, they didn't like that, and so they put Mazzini into the prison. Uscito di prigione, dopo essere andato in esilio in Francia, a Marsiglia, egli aveva compreso che per dare la libertà all'Italia tutto il popolo italiano doveva combattere. So he wanted all Italians to fight for their freedom. Egli fondò una società chiamata la Giovine Italia. La Giovine Italia non era una società segreta, o meglio, doveva restare segreta solo in parte. I nomi degli uomini che erano segreti per sfuggire i nomi degli uomini erano segreti per sfuggire alla polizia, ma le idee e i programmi dovevano essere noti a tutto il popolo. Perciò venivano stampati giornali, libri e manifesti che si distribuivano di nascosto a tutti. Gli scopi della Giovine Italia erano 4: rendere l'Italia tutta unita, cacciare gli austriaci rendendo così l'Italia indipendente, permettere agli italiani di scegliere il governo che preferivano, cioè fare un'Italia libera. Perché gli italiani potessero scegliere il governo che preferiva, l'Italia doveva essere non un regno ma una repubblica. Mazzini preparava così a poco il popolo italiano a combattere per essere libero e indipendente. So Mazzini wanted to be free and independent. Giuseppe Mazzini, that's him here. There he is. That's what I read from. Okay. Well, that's Giuseppe Mazzini. And now we have to go back to me. Right. Okay. Done. I hope you enjoyed that. There are 3 others that created independent Italy, but it wasn't that independent after all. It became united, and it took another couple of wars to get the whole peninsula united. But then, with the advent of World War I, when Italy fought on the side of Germany, and they lost the war, and therefore some land was taken away from Italy. The land that called, around the city of Fiume, on the other side of Trieste. Okay, so that's another one. Now we'll do one more song. It's working out well this time. This other song you've done as well, we've done it. It's a Gigliola Cinquetti one, Dio come ti amo. It's actually a Domenico Modugno one. But Gigliola Cinquetti won the Sanremo Song Festival with this song, together with Domenico Modugno, but her version was the one that won. It's called Dio come ti amo. Nel cielo passano le nuvole che vanno verso il mare, sembrano fazzoletti bianchi che salutano il nostro amore. Dio come ti amo, non è possibile avere fra le braccia tanta felicità, baciare le tue labbra che odorano di vento, noi due innamorati come nessuno al mondo. Dio come ti amo, non è possibile avere fra le braccia tanta felicità, baciare le tue labbra che odorano di vento, noi due innamorati come nessuno al mondo. Dio come ti amo, mi vien da piangere, in tutta la mia vita non ho provato mai un bene così caro, un bene così vero. Chi può fermare il fiume che corre verso il mare, le rondini nel cielo che vanno verso il sole? Chi può cambiare l'amore, l'amore mio per te? Dio come ti amo, Dio come ti amo. It's a beautiful song. And yeah, it's got a bit of history as well, in that when Gigliola Cinquetti, when she was chosen as #1 winner, Domenico Modugno went up to her, got her, with her body. He threw her up in the air and caught her. And of course, I think he was in 40s or whatever, and she was a young woman. So, in the Italy of the time, there's a lot of talk about it. It's interesting. Look it up. It was nice. Now, we said that Rome, both the culture of Rome and the language of Rome has remained. Some of it has remained with us. So I'm looking back and saying, okay, this is the language and this is the culture. Now we'll do the culture first. Circus and arena. The Romans did not have regular sporting events as we have on weekends, or organised entertainment available every day as we have in the theatre or movies. Instead, to celebrate religious festivals, commemorate great national victories, or honour the emperor, there were public holidays. If something important happened, you go on holidays. These lasted a very number of days, during which entertainment were presented in the circus and the arena. The number of these festivals increased as time went on, until, by the reign of Claudius, 159 days of the year were holidays. Oh my God. There were more holidays than people working. Admission to the shows was free, and all the emperor made sure that there was plenty of entertainment. According to Fronto, Trajan sensibly always paid attention to the idols of the theatre, the circus or the arena, because he knew that the entertainment of the people was very important to the government. Doling out corn or money might keep individuals quiet, but shows were necessary to keep the mob happy. So, they believed in, pan it was bread and entertainment. That's what the Romans believed in. The Roman rulers, the emperors, entertain the the peasants, the citizens, everybody, including the slaves, and everyone will remain fairly happy for a little while. Now, a day at the Colosseum was a great occasion. Tickets, tessere, shown to the gatekeepers, apparitores, were numbered according to the seating areas in the amphitheatre. 76 main entrances and numerous marble plaques illustrating the seating areas enabled the spectators to move swiftly and efficiently through a network of passages, stairs and ramps to the correct place. Have you been to the MCG? That's the idea. But the MCG idea came from Rome. The officiating magistrate, usually the emperor in Rome, would go to the imperial seat of honour, and that's what's called pulvinar. Welcome to Angela Imola. And then the show could begin. The gladiators would parade and stop before the pulvinar. They would greet the emperor with the words, "Hail, Emperor! Those about to die salute you. Ave Imperator, morituri te salutant." Next, the trumpet players and horn players, tubicines and cornicines. Cornicino, del corno, el tubo, would strike up. Then came the games, pes paria, of gladiators would fight, urged on by the trainers. Then came the paria of gladiators would fight, urged by the trainers, lanista, the trainers with the lanista. The people joined in with roars of thrash him, verbera, murder him, jugula, is hit, hoc habet, let him go, mitte. The savagery reached a peak when the midday fighters, meridiani, usually condemned criminals. So when they wanted to kill off the criminals, they made them fight and they get rid of them. Two birds with one stone. They would entertain the public and they would get rid of the problem for the government. A day at the Colosseum. Here it was. There you are, that's it, that's the picture. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, that was the Colosseum. And did you see the gladiators? Marcus and his father got to the amphitheatre early in the morning as planned. Now I'm going to read in Latin. Pick out the words. Prope amphitheatrum omnes vie erant plene hominum qui ad spectaculum veniebant. Undique clamor ac strepitus, undique cives feminae servi, multi totam noctem extra amphitheatri portas morati erant, nunc ad fuit ora spectaculi. So there, if we look at the words amphitheatre, we have that word, the proper amphitheatre, omnes, everyone, vie, it's like way, erant plene hominum, was full of people, hominum. Qui ad spectaculum, they came here, they came, veniebant, the verb is at the end. Undique clamor ac strepitus, you could hear this strepitus, the clamore, clamor. Undique cives, the citizens, feminae, women, servi, the servants. Multi totam noctem extra amphitheatres porta morati erant. So many people died by the end of the evening. Nunc ad fuit ora spectaculi. Cornelius cum Tessaras apparitoribus ostendisset, ad locum sonatoribus reservatem, yeah? Cornelius cum Tessaras apparitoribus ostendisset ad locum senatoribus reservatum, cum Marco a servo ductus est. Marcus tot et tam varios homines numquam viderat. Dum attonitus circumspisit, subito vidit Titum iam concedisse. Patrum rogare cubiebat, quando pervenisset nam sciebat. Titum sero electo surgere solere, sed quod pater aderat. Marcus nihil dixit. That would be very easy, wouldn't it? Marcus nihil dixit. Quam ingens erat amphitheatrum. So, quanta erat spectatrum. Some of it is difficult. But, again, if we study that, you know some of the language, but not all of it, and then you go to change, it changes into Italian. Tum clamore sublato spectatores, spectatores, principem una voce salutava erunt. So with one voice they saluted the principe, the prince. Stupuit Marcus admiratione captus. Tum clamore sublato spectatores principem una voce salutava erunt. So the last bit is, iam gladiatores cuncti contra pulvinar constituerant, ave imperator clameverunt, moriture te salutant, the dead, the people about to die, I salute you. Exierunt gladiatores, the gladiators went out, mox to bicinis et cornices. So then the, what did we say? The tuba and the horns sounded. Postremo gladiatorum paria in arenam intraverunt. Straight away, then they saw these people in the arena. Well, that was, I don't know, that was, there's another lot, but I don't think I will read it. No, I won't read it. What I'll do another song and then I'll come back to that. Okay? I think I'm pushing the Latin a bit too much, but doesn't matter, does it? Now, this one here is called In Via dei Ciclamini. Orietta Berti is still going strong. She's 80, going strong. I saw her on YouTube. Was it YouTube? Yes, on YouTube, in one of the Italian programs of the 18th of October. In other words, just a week ago. In Via dei Ciclamini, this is one of her famous ones. And I tell you what, she was quite a woman and quite an artist. She was singing like a young person of today. Amazing. In Via dei Ciclamini al 123 vendevano le bambole vestite come me. La guerra era finita, ma però ricordo che sui muri delle bambole scrivevo insieme a te. L'amore è come l'edera, s'attacca dove vuole, quel giorno senza dirmelo. Mi hai presa con un fiore, l'amore è come l'edera, s'attacca dove vuole, non vedo più le bambole, ma son legato a te. Erano giorni tutti per me, erano giorni tutti per te. In Via dei Ciclamini, dove abitavi tu, il muro delle bambole. Adesso non c'è più. Hanno messo una balera e l'ascensore va sui giù. E cambiano ogni sera le bamboline blu. L'amore come l'edera s'attacca dove vuole, quel giorno senza dirmelo. Mi hai presa con un fiore, l'amore come l'edera s'attacca dove vuole, non vedo più le bambole, ma son legato a te. Erano giorni tutti per me, erano giorni tutti per te. In via dei Ciclamini l'amore si fermò, mi disse: ciao bambina, un giorno tornerò. La guerra era finita, ma però ricordo che mi disse: ciao bambina, ho amato solo te. It's another beautiful song again. These are now songs that you can sing all the time. Go for it. Now, in terms of the Romans, let's have a look at something. Some dates in Roman history. Around 1,000 years before the birth of Christ, the Etruscans reached Italy. Okay, about 814 before Christ, traditional date of foundation of Carthage. Carthage became, that's in near Tripoli, in Libya. They became enemies of Rome. That's why they mention them here. The traditional date for the establishment of Rome was the 21st of April, 753, before the birth of Christ. 650 to 500 years before Christ, Etruscans dominated in Italy. So they had the dominion of Italy for about 150 years. 538, Battle of Alalia, expulsions of the kings. Expulsion of the kings, presumably of Rome. There were 7 kings. Decemvirs at Rome, laws of the 12 tables. Bay taken by Camillus. Battle of Haldia, Rome taken by the Gauls. Yeah, I think that's it. Bay taken. 3 Samnites Wars, Latin War, war between Pyrrhus and Rome. And then the Punic Wars arrive. That's Punic Wars with Carthage. We go down, 4 Macedonian Wars, defeat of Antiochus at Thermopylae, Battle of Pydna, 3rd Punic War, Carthage destroyed in 149 to 146. The Tribunate of the Gracchi, Jugurthine War, Marius Consul, Cimbrian Teutonus defeated by Marius, Social War in 90 BC, Civil War between Marius and Sulla, Sulla's dictatorship, 88 to 82 for 6 years. Then three Mithridatic Wars, Pompey and Crassus consuls in 70 BC, conquest of Syria, Cicero consul Catilinus, conspiracy. Okay, well that's we're going towards going to Caesar's conquests, and then of course the arrival of Augustus, and it keeps going. Plenty there. That's so we're looking at 6. When Rome was founded? Rome was founded in what? 753 BC. 753 AD after Christ. So that's yeah. 1,000 years. And Rome went from being founded to becoming a kingdom, to conquering everything, becoming an empire, the defeat of the empire, and then the Dark Ages arrive. That's it. That's the dates of Roman history. We've got a few more minutes. I want to do this one here. I'll read you a bit more. Nunc undique erat clamor tumultus furor, laniste huc illuc concursantes, verbera, jugula, clamabant turba, hoc habet aut, mitte aut jugula, Marcus nil tale prius viderat, ma cum plures horas accitur pugnabatur, hand minus aut minus ferociter aspectaribus clamabatur. Subito Cornelius nunc inquit domum nobis redeundem est, mox enim pugnabant meridiani quos alias tu marce videbis, nonne tu quoque discedere vis patrue, clamavit Marcus, cui respondit Titus se discendere nulla, se discendere nolle, se nondum satis vidisse, meridianus mox in arenam venturos esse. That's it. Quid ego primum sexto narrabo. Finito. So there's a lot of the Latin in our Italian today, but again, people are going back to Latin. Just, sort of we've let it go for a number of decades. But I think there is a bit of a resurgence in people wanting to learn more about the Latins. Okay, well, I'll finish off with one last song. I wasn't going to do this one. In Via di Ciclamino we did, but we'll do the next one. Fiorin Fiorello, that's good. Okay. Fiorin fiorello, l'amore è bello vicino, that's one. Oggi tutto il cielo è in festa, più ridente brilla il sole, e non so perché vedo intorno a me tutte rose e viole. Il mio cuore innamorato non lo posso più frenare, io non so cos'è, c'è qualcosa in me che mi fa cantare. Fiorin fiorello, l'amore è bello vicino a te, mi fa sognare, mi fa tremare, chissà perché. Fior di margherita, cos'è mai la vita, se non c'è l'amore che il nostro cuore fa palpitar. Fior di verbena, se qualche pena l'amor ci dà, fa come il vento che in un momento poi passa e va. Ma quando tu sei con me, io son felice perché Fiorin fiorello, l'amore è bello vicino a te. Oh well, it's a nice one, nice song. It's been quite an hour, but I have other things in my mind just right now, and hope you understand. What I'm going to say is that these lessons podcasts are quite numerous now, and it's important for people to go to. Even I checked YouTube, so the Italian lessons are there. If you go to insegna.com, they too are there, 1 to 50. I'll do another 10, up to 60. Then we'll see when this particular project comes to an end, and then we'll continue, but capturing other aspects of Italian culture and language. Okay, so that's important to me, and I think it's important to you too. Contact me if you want to learn Italian, or if you want to join us, especially, you can put your name down with Federazione Lucana. We want to form a group of people interested in culture, interested in theatre, interested in literature, and you can, call on Leonardo Santamartino there at Federazione Lucana and give him your name and say, we need commitment. That's what it is. So on that note, for today, I have to farewell you. Ciao, arrivederci per la prossima. This is Tom Padula of TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye. I pressed the wrong one. Here we go.